What's going on, Booze and Chillers, and welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about 15 very fair priced bourbon bottles. You're going to want to stick around and you're going to want to write these down because, again, they're very good priced stuff, and you know you're going to want to hunt these down right after this. So write them down and stay tuned. Like I said, guys, you're going to want to write these names of these bottles down because these bottles, as far as I've seen so far, are all of them have been under $30. Under $30, guys. So, again, write these down because you're going to want to go over to the liquor stores later and hunt these down because, you know, they're good priced bottles. I mean, why not, right? So let's go ahead and start off with the first one. Number 15 on the list. And this one is under Elijah Craig Small Batch. The ABV on this bad boy is 47%. Now the price for this, $25. $25. You know, for that price you might as well just pause this video right now, go over and get it, come back, and then just watch the rest, you know. Now how we're gonna go ahead and do this is we're gonna read how it's supposed to smell and how it's supposed to taste, and we'll do this along for the rest. So let's see how the Elijah Craig smells like, shall we? So on the nose here, it's a light sense of rickhouse wood beams next to that mild taco seasoning. Taco seasoning, guys. Damn. On the nose are the caramel apples, vanilla ice cream scoops, and a hint of fresh mint with a sweet and spicy edge. So you're getting some tacos, some caramel apples, some vanilla ice cream, possibly some fresh mint in this, guys. All the things that are just would make me get the shits, honestly. But that's not the case here, guys. This is a bourbon bottle, but you know, the fact that you pick up all these very random smells is it's fucking cool. That's really cool. Now let's see how it's supposed to go in the palate. The palate opens with a seriously smooth vanilla base with some winter spice, especially cinnamon and allspice, next to a hint of grain and apple pie filling. So the end leans towards with a woodiness with a hint of broom, bristle, and minty tobacco undercut by a smooth vanilla. So you got some more apple pie stuff, some cinnamony stuff, vanilla stuff, and it's supposed to finish off with a little bit of like minty tobacco and some smoothness of vanilla. Typically when I get like tobacco-y-ish smelling or tasting type of bourbons, me personally, I categorize them in like scotch or scotch-ish. Leave it in the comments, guys. How do you categorize these type of drinks? Now let's say we move on to number 14 here on the list, and that one is Old Granddad 114. The bottle is very fancy looking. It looks real chunky, real chunks, it's a chunkster. Now the ABV on this one is 57%. The price on this 57 ABV leveled bottle is $27. 27 bucks. 27 buckaroos, guys. Come on. All right, now let's see how it is on the nose. Vanilla tobacco meets hints of rice spiciness with a dose of caramel and old oak on the nose. So again, to me, this is kind of like a scotch-y-ish on account of the tobacco. There's vanillas, there's spiciness, there's caramel or caramel. Leave in the comments, how do you say it? Caramel or caramel? And old oak. So that's like a woody type of smell, which is kind of also typical when it comes to bourbons and whiskeys and stuff like that. Now let's see how it works in the palate. The palate holds onto that rice spice as notes of cherry and oak dominate the vanilla and toffee sweetness, and then it finishes spice with a chewy tobacco edge that lingers for a short time but leaves you wanting more. So you get a little bit of cherry, you get some spice, you get some vanilla toffiness, and then you get a little bit of chewy tobacco in the edge. So again, this to me will fall into a scotch-ish type of bourbon. And again, guys, for $27, a 57 ABV bottle, Old Granddad 114. Now let's move on to number 13 here on the list, and that is 2 Stars Bourbon. This one's got that body here shaped, and let's see, the ABV on this is 43%, and the price for this $25, guys. $25.
Damn.
All right, guys, let's see how it is on the nose. Clear sense of vanilla, caramel, and oak that's neither bold nor muted, alongside a hint of sourdough crust and maybe mint. I like how they just like, you might get some mint, you might not, I don't know, yes I know, it's complicated, you know. Now let's see how it works on the palate. The sip has a moment of orchard fruit next to the caramel that then leads back toward the vanilla. So it's a very fruity, maybe citrusy, a little bit of a creaminess at the end, and finishes with a bit hot and sweetish with a cherry edge. Ooh. Tied back to the vanilla. So nice caramelly, cherry, fruity, possibly citrusy, creamy, vanilla type of stuff. This bottle here, and sounds like it might taste like a dessert type of bourbon. So those of you who have the sweet tooth, this is probably the one for you. And with that, we'll move on to number 12. Number 12 here is Ezra Brooks 99. This bottle kind of sort of looks like not a knockoff, but like a double ganger of Jack Daniel's number 7, as far as like the black label and the white and gold. Actually, now that I think about it, the Jack Daniel's doesn't have gold. Still looks pretty cool though, doesn't it? I think it looks cool. Now, the ABV on this sucker is 49.5, quite almost the 50, practically the 50. And now the price on this is $28, just $2 underneath the 30, guys. I'm telling you, it hasn't gone past 30. Now let's see how it smells like. This also leans very classic bourbon with hints of corn on the cob with melty salted butter. It's got cone. That means it's also got the juice. Next to hints of soft leather pouches filled with roasted peanut shells, a touch of caramel, and a vanilla chocolate ice cream vibe. So you got some cone, you got some vanilla chocolate, ice cream, caramel, hints of leather. This one's very, very interesting sounding, and this is again the Ezra Brooks. Has a very exotic name. Now let's see how it tastes like. The palate keeps things super easy, as that rich vanilla ice cream leads towards holiday spices, tart green apples, and a freshly baked cornbread, best pickled with dried chili flakes and black pepper. If I only fucking knew what best pickled is. Put in the comments. Can somebody explain that to me? It finishes off with a soft and fast with a spice leading back towards a leather tobacco chew. So this one's tarty, green apple-y, and some creamy vanilla ice cream, and a little bit of cornbread, and whatever the fuck best pickled is. Best pickled cornbread? I don't know. Again, leave it in the comments. I'm not sure what that is. Moving on to number 11 on the list here, and this one is Maker's Mark, which, by the way, I just so happened to have on me. Sipping on coffee and whiskey? Dangerous? Maybe, I don't know. We'll see, we'll find out. Stick around. So for this one, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is read how it smells, and then do my smell, and then read what it tastes like, and then see if I pick those notes up. So let's go ahead and pour this thing here. It's twist up, by the way, so if y'all should know. And we're gonna go ahead and drink it out of this very fancy glass here. I'm only gonna put in just a little bit. And now let's see how it smells here. The nose is full of those heavily charred oak barrel notes next to a classic hints of caramel and vanilla with a grassy underbelly. Now let's see if my nose can pick that up, even though I've been drinking coffee and the coffee is a bit sweet. So if I might not, or I might have a good sense of smell. I trust my nose, so I think I can still pick them up. Let's see. I do get the oak. I do pick up the oak, and then right after that we get like the sweetness, which would be the caramel and or the vanilla very earthy as well. With that, I think that would be the grassy underbelly. So yeah, I'm totally picking up all of these. Not like specifically, because the caramel and the vanilla are both sweet, and I get sweetness off of it. Just, you know, not vanilla and caramelly, but still the sweetness of the caramel and the vanilla, and I get the grassy underbelly, which is that earthy smell that I'm picking up. Very, very close to like a rosy type of smell, maybe. But now that we got that smell out of the way, guys, let's see how it tastes. Let's read it first, and then I'll do my taste. The grassiness becomes vaguely floral as slightly spiced caramel apples arrive, along with a chewy mouthfeel that leads towards a soft mineral vibe, kind of like wet granite. And then it finishes onto the fruit with sweetness as the oak and dried grass stays in your senses. That's a lot to pick up, but I'm pretty sure I can do it, right? Again, I've been drinking coffee, but I think I got this. Okay, so it mentions that it becomes floral. I did pick up some floral in the smell, and now I'm picking it up on the palate. And then right away, I do get the sweetness. False. I pick up the spice first, and then the sweetness, and then at the very end, I get what that earthy, what they're calling it, the grass, dried grass. And it actually, it's the last thing I get. And just like it says on the finishing here, dried grass stays in your senses, which is the last thing that I picked up. So it's pretty much on the nose when it comes to on the palate and how it's supposed to finish off. So there it is, guys. I actually got to try out Maker's Mark for you guys here, because that's the only one that I think I have here that's on the list. So there you have it, guys. Maker's Mark, 45 ABV, $24. I'm gonna finish this off and move on to number 10. Number 10 here is Old Bardstown Bottled in Bond. That's a fucking long ass name. The bottle looks pretty cool though. I like the design. I like the horse and the whole ranch thing it's got going on. It's a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, so that's pretty cool. So the ABV on this one is 50% bottle, and the price for a 50 ABV percent bottle, $23, guys. $23. It's like $1 less than the Maker's Mark. I'm telling you, write these down, man. Write these down. Now let's see how it's supposed to taste. Smell like. So it opens with a nice mix of woody vanilla next to cherry hard candies. Oh, I'm already loving the sound of that one. That mellow towards cherry cotton candy laced with echoes of oak and toffee in the background. Okay, so far I love how it smells already. This Bardstown Bottle in Bond. James Bond. Do you take this shaken, not stirred? Okay, I'm gonna stop it with that. Now let's see how it tastes like. The palate leans into the cherry but layers in wintry spices with vanilla sugar, cookies, and caramel apples straight from the fairgrounds. Okay, this one is definitely for me. I have a pretty big sweet tooth, and this makes me crave it. This makes me crave it a lot. And it finishes off with a cherry and spice merged into cherry cough drops. Okay, I just so happen to like cherry cough drops, so it's got all the things that I like in this bottle. So yeah, I would definitely hunt this one down myself. Again, guys, 50 ABV and $23. Old Bardstown Bottled in a Bond. Moving on to number 9, Jefferson's very small batch. I like how they had to put it on their very small batch, so I'm assuming it's small. Giggity. The ABV on this one is 41.5. It's 41.5, and the average price for this one is $27. 27 bucks, guys. Come on. You know these are like catching your eye right now so bad. Now let's see how this is supposed to smell like. This opens pretty thin with hints of caramel, vanilla pods, and maybe a touch of leather and oak with a mild berry vibe. I like how they put you might get it, like maybe. I love that shit. Now let's see how it is in the palate. The palate is subtle. There are notes of classic bourbon, caramel, and vanilla, countered by a hint of stewed apple, buttery toffee, and maybe a hint of nutmeg. And then finishes off with a mild but nice finish full of classic bourbon notes. So you're getting caramelly again, apple again, and buttery toffee this time, and nutmeg on this one. So this one's almost sounds a little bit more plain compared to the other ones that we've been looking at. But again, I just love that they throw in that hey, you might get it, you know, maybe not, hey, you know, that's the Jefferson's very small batch. Look for it, it's probably tiny. Moving on to number 8 is Early Times Bottled in Bond. This is another Bond bottle. I'm digging the label. It's a very, I don't know, it just gives me cheery vibes. I don't know, that's just me, but it does. ABV on this one is 50%, and the price for this is $26. But $26 and specifies for the 1 liter. It doesn't say anything else besides that. So $26 for the 1 liter bottle, which is still pretty fucking cool if you ask me. Now let's see how it smells. Orange oils, pancake syrup, pecan waffles, and holiday spices mingle on the soft nose. I like how they're just like this. They don't go much into details. So orange oils, guys, pancake syrup, pecan waffles, and holiday spices on the nose. So so I'm assuming this is a seasonal, possibly. It doesn't specify. It does not specify if it's seasonal, but it does sound, I mean, that the everything that you're smelling is seasonal. I mean, as far as like the orange oils and the waffle syrup and the holiday spices, which is typically what holiday drinks tend to smell or taste like. Now let's see how it works on the palate. Luxuriates in this rich and creamy vanilla next to a mildly spicy tobacco leaf and another hit of those orange oils. So it's much more orangey than anything else, according to the descriptions here. And then it finishes off with a allspice pepperiness, with more of that creamy vanilla, tobacco, and final hint of buttery brown sugar syrup. Again, this sounds very sweet, but at the same time possibly tangy, smoky, creamy type of stuff. So this one sounds very interesting. This one's catching my attention. When it comes to weird stuff, I'm all about that. So this is probably one that I'm gonna have to look out for or hunt for here. Let's move on to number 7, and this one is Weller Special Release. This one also has got that body in there. I wonder if it's actually a special release. I don't know if that's just part of the name, or it's because like this is actually like something that you really have to wait or hunt down for, like for real hunt down for, like dark web, like hunt for. The ABV on this one is 45%, and the price $24. $24. I love how this all these bottles are under 30 bucks. I should probably just call this video bottles under $30. There we go. We got a title now. Now let's see how it smells. Tannic sense of old oak next to sweet cherries, vanilla cookies, and that Buffalo Trace leathery vibe with a hint of spiced tobacco lurking underneath. So this is again, how I categorize it is Scotch-ish type of bourbon, but with cherries and vanilla cookies, dude. Shit, I'm down for that. Now let's see how it tastes like. The palate has a creamy texture, kind of like malted vanilla ice cream over a hot apple pie cut with brown sugar, butter, cinnamon, and walnuts next to frosted raisin bran with a hint of candied cherry root beer. Yeah, this is another one for me. This is definitely another one for me. And it finishes off with a sweet cherry and apple, and layers into it a light tobacco leaf with a mild sense of old musty barrel warehouse. Okay, so you still get the cherry and you get some apples, hints of tobacco, which is kind of what you would pick up on the smell. So I'm not surprised it would be in the taste. So yeah, this is definitely one of those other ones that I would pick up myself. It's definitely up there with the odd look sounding and tasting bottles. Weller special release. If y'all can if y'all know about this one and know that you don't it's not like a seasonal type of thing, please let me know in the comments. Next on our list is number 6, and that is 1792 small batch. So we got another small bottle, possibly, maybe it just could be just the name. I'm not entirely sure, guys. Some of these I'm not very familiar with, and but this one, it looks fancy. It looks like the top is gold, so that's pretty fucking cool. The ABV on this is 46.85%, and the price, oh, this one almost reached there, $29. Now keep in mind that these prices, it does not say that these are with tax. This could be with tax or without tax. Either way, it's like right, it almost reached the 30, but it did not. Still a good price, still a very good price. Now let's see how it works. How it smells. Opens with a woody cherry bark next to sour apple pies, distillers beer, and caramel candies next to vanilla cream, with a counterpoint of cumin and dry chili. Counterpoint of cumin. Lurking in the deeper reaches of the nose. So this one, very cherryish, apple pie-ish, which we've been getting a lot of. Distillers beer and caramel candy. So this one's also what I can only assume by reading what it smells like. Also one of those sweet ones. So this would also fall into my category, kind of my sweet tooth. Now let's see how it tastes like. The palate opens with a cherry Coke feel next to rich and buttery toffee. So we got some Coke flavor, cherry Coke at that, and I like me some cherry Coke. Vanilla malts and a sharp hot tamales cinnamon candy with a nut tart, allspice, and root beer. And then it finishes with soft and lush, with vanilla smoothness leading to black cherry tobacco breaded with a cedar bark with a wicker. Oh man, this one's right up there. This one's right up there, guys. This is definitely one that you want to check out as well. It's so unique, it's strange, it's just awesome. I'm loving this one. Now moving on to number 5, and that is Four Roses small batch. The name of this one sounds very familiar. I think I might have tried it or seen it. I'm not sure, but it looks familiar to me. The ABV on this one is 45%, and the price is $27. $27 for a very nice looking bottle. Four Roses small batch. Now let's see how it smells like. Soft and sweet apple cherry woods greet with a good dose of sour red berries dusted with brown winter spices, especially clove and nutmeg. Again, one of those sweet sounding bourbon. So this one's probably gonna fall in my list as well. Now let's see how it tastes like. The palate leans into soft and salted caramel with a hint of those berries underneath, while the spices get woodier with a thin line of green sweetgrass sneaks in. Oh, so we got the little sneaky one here. We got the sneakiness, yes, no, yes. And then it finishes off with a silky and boils down to blackberry jam with a good dose of winter spice, old wood, and a hint of vanilla tobacco. So far, as the list goes down, the more I just want them. So I'm assuming, but by my standards, it's going from like to the very best sounding and tasting ones. Again, that's what I think, what I'm reading. Leave it in the comments. Are they sounding better or not as good as the first 15 list one? Leave it right down there. And now moving on to number 4, Benchmark single barrel. This is one of those bottles that I look at and I just think like, I I know I've tried this somewhere or seen it somewhere. But anyways, this one is 47.5% ABV, and price for this $25. Prices, man, you can't beat the prices. Now let's see how it smells. The orange and caramelly really come through on the nose with a thin line of creamy dark chocolate and some nutmeg and cinnamon. Again, one of those that is just catching my attention. They keep sounding better to me as the list goes down. Now let's see how it tastes. The palate largely adheres to that flavor profile while adding in layers of dark fruit, old leather, mild oak, and orange cookies. And then it finishes with a sense of winter spices and dark chocolate oranges next to a twinge of cherry kiss, spicy tobacco chew, and a final note of old porch wicker. Dark chocolate and a twinge of cherry kissed spicy tobacco. That just sounds sexy. But the more it goes down the list, the more interesting they sound. This one sounds okay. Again, it sounds like something you would open up, you know, on a very, very special occasion. Other than that, yeah, I'll probably look into this one too. I'll look into this one. Again, I gotta write these down myself. I got the list, but knowing me, I'm a forgetful person. It might get lost somewhere, but not really. Let's hope not, right? Number 3, holy crap, Kirkland signature bottled in Bond by Bardstown 1792 Master Distillers Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. That's literally the name that it's under. Like, holy crap, guys. This long ass bottle name is 50% on the ABV and is $24 for a 1 liter bottle. That's what it's saying here. Still pretty fucking well priced. Now it smells a clear sense of old leather gloves next to brandy soaked cherries covered in dark chocolate. Oh, and this is just sounding they keep sounding sexier and sexier, don't they? Creamy honey and eggnog spices with a hint of sour mulled wine next to pecan waffles, brown butter, and maple syrup. Yeah, definitely sounding sexier and sexier as they go. Now let's go ahead and see how it tastes like. Has a big cherry moment that fades into fresh pears and winter spices, cinnamon, allspice, star, a nice black licorice before hitting a soft woody wicker note with a hint of wild sage. Don't know what the fuck star anise is. I'll go ahead and put it somewhere down here. If y'all can explain that one for me, that I'm not very familiar with that particular ingredient in there. But other than the star, whatever the fuck, it sounds very interesting. And this is number 3, guys. We're about to finish this off. 2 more to go. Let's move right down to number 2. And this one, the name is very familiar because I'm very familiar with this one. Jim Beam Single Barrel, which I'm pretty sure I might have sipped here and there before. This one goes for 54 ABV, 54% ABV, and $24. $24 for this one. Jim Beam, guys. Everybody knows Jim Beam. Now this one smells like a pound cake, vanilla pound cake, and salted caramel encountered with spicy cherry tobacco, mulled wine vibes, and dark chocolate cut with orange zest and a hint of cone husk. Again, I know I might have tried this. I might have sipped this somewhere. Quite possibly, maybe. But yeah, this one smells very interesting. Now, the palate brings in some floral honey sweetness and more orange oils with a sticky toffee pudding feel next to more spicy cherry tobacco and a hint of coconut cream pie. Okay, yeah, this one totally won me over so bad. The fact that it finishes off with a coconut cream pie. Oh man. And also, it's also supposed to finish off with cherry coke and old wicker rocking chair. Wait, what? Cherry coke pops on the very back end with a sense of sitting and an old wicker rocking chair. I'm like, this shit tastes like chair. But yeah, guys, this one's definitely one of those go-tos. Definitely at the top of the list. Now, going on to number 1 on the list here. Now let's see. The number 1 fair price or under $30 bourbon is Russell's Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 10 years old. So it's a 10-year-old age bottle, guys, and it's got so much on it. It's got like the history on the label. I'm not sure what that is, but it also reads there on the bottle, 10 years old. And the ABV on this, 45%, and priced, oh, it's one of those, $29. 29, almost there, but didn't by a dollar. $29, number 1 on the list. Russell's Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon, guys. Now let's see how it smells. This is just a straight up classic with depth on the nose, leading to rich vanilla, salted caramel, sour cherry, wintry spices, and a touch of old oak. There's a reason why this is the first one. The nose, how it smells like, already I'm intrigued. I want it. Now let's see how it's supposed to taste. The palate opens with orange oil infused marzipan covered in dark chocolate, next to bolder holiday spices, moist spice kick, and a very distant whisper of barrel smoke. A whisper of a barrel. And then it finishes at the end with a lush mix of orange, vanilla, chocolate, and spice, leading to an old leather pouch full of sticky maple syrup tobacco. I'm not a big fan of the sticky maple syrup tobacco's part. Well, not the tobacco. It just makes me think like somebody just literally just got literal syrup out of their like tobacco linted pocket and put it in the barrel mix here. But that's what I think of that's what I thought of when I read this. But other than that, it does sound very interesting, much more interesting than the other ones. So I'm assuming it went from worst to best. It didn't specify this list, but still good to know, right? But that pretty much ends the 15 fair price or under $30 bourbons on this list, guys. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the channel. Again, make sure to be on the lookout for these bottles. You're gonna want to hunt these down. Very well priced, very interesting sounding, very interesting smelling and tasting. So again, look out for those and tell them Booze and Chill sent you. But that's it for that, guys. I will see you guys in the next video, and remember, if you keep watching, I'm gonna keep drinking. Cheers, guys. I'm gonna sip the last of my coffee here.